Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Studio Series 8607 leader class Slug and Daniel Witwicky. Yes, the name. Get to that. Put that off to the side though. Talk about the box, which, yep, good size box. This is leader class. You can see a bit of artwork of Slug and Daniel riding on his back. And you got Transformers and Hasbro 8 Plus and the movie logo and Takara Tomy and all that stuff. Up here you got the Transformers the movie and a little window thing. On the side you got the same artwork, all that stuff, and leader class. And on this side you have, well, artwork authentic and 86. And on this side, in this bottom, you have the copyrights. And on the back you have the product shots and warnings and all that stuff. And screen inspired and mockery of justice is the backdrop. Yep, and yeah. Dinobot Slug excuses himself as he stomps over a crushed Quintesson prosecutor. Yeah, I remember that. Everyone remembers that. Excuse me. And he comes with instructions, which, you know, are pretty straightforward. Because transformation is interesting because it's not as simple as you would expect, but it's still a pretty clean and easy to understand one. That's the thing. So yeah, you got Slug, yeah. They changed the name because of reasons, and some people are upset over it because, of course, we can't just, you can't just call him by his name when you own him. No, you are now legally obligated to call him Slug because that's what it says on the box, of course. So, of course, now you're going to complain about that. You can't just, call him Slag if you want to call him Slag. It's not a huge deal, guys. Calm down. But anyway, yeah, you can see he is a very silver and gold Dinobot. He is a Triceratops. He's got the bit of white, the little frill. He's got his horns, which are this off-white color. It's not silver. It's I don't know what you call it. So yeah, it's this off-white, very shiny off-white, bone white, I guess. He's got a big old Autobot symbol right there on his forehead. He's got blue eyes, bit of red peeking out, gold. Yeah, looks good. And he's got the underside, which you can kind of see stuff down there. Yeah. Looks good in my opinion. It's very big and chunky. You can see he's a very good size thing, and that's a good thing. The Dinobots should be big. And yeah, he looks great like this. I just like, yeah, this looks good, honestly. You got the mouth can open. You got that. He says mouth can open and whatnot. There's a peg here if you want to attach a, well, you don't have a whole lot of options considering the limited room, but you can attach a flame effect or something right there. His shoulder is ratchet. You can hear that. It's, forward and back, pretty much all the way around. Although, yeah, you got outward, you got a swivel, you got a bend and a forward right there if you want. Hindy legs, you got swivel, and you got a knee and an ankle forward and back, and that's pretty much it. Just forward and back. There's no outward of any sort right there. Tail can't move in this mode. The head can't move really. The horns you can't really do much of anything with. You can unpeg them if you want. I mean, that makes it easy to replace if you want red horns, because there's already, I believe, kits out there to replace these with red horns. So if you really want their toy-ish red horns, you can do that. There's a pegs, peg holes up here, peg hole here, and each on the sides and on the shoulders. So yeah, there's several places to peg weapons. But he also comes with Daniel. Can't see his face because that saves him on paint budget and whatnot. And yeah, it's like the wheelie that came with Grimlock, and he's got, well, no knees, and it's always in a sitting position, which is weird and annoying. And his, well, shoulders can swivel, and he's got a ball joint here at the elbow, which doesn't really help because it's sitting in the molding. And he's got ball joints here at the hips, which, you got all that range, but there's no waist, there's no knee, so it's like you're kind of limited what you can do with him. However, you can have him ride, and there's a little thing here. You got the little indentations here, and you got these little pegs on the sides. You just kind of get those around the pegs, and yeah. And now Daniel's riding Slug. Yep, that's the thing if you want. So yeah, there's that. Comparison real quick. Here he is with Grimlock. Yep, they're both fairly good sized dinosaurs. Of course, Grimlock's taller, but yeah, they're still both in pretty much in scale with one another. There's that. Grimlock's not trying to stand up right now. Yeah. Actually, I think Slug might be a bit heavier. Yeah, you got all that. So yeah, you do all that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to take him off because we're going to transform Slug here. Which again, like I said, pretty, again, it's straightforward, but not as straightforward as you might think it would be from, you know, previous experience with other Slugs. Oh, right, I almost forgot. Other comparison. Before I do that, the Power of the Primes version, which, yeah, this is one of those things. It's like it's kind of all right, but this is just way better for multiple reasons, including just being yeah, not just in size, but just because yeah, just in general. So yeah, Power of the Primes, really small comparatively. Okay, actual transformation though, for real this time. First thing you want to do is actually come down here and pop this gun out, and it stores in the tail and, you know, fills out the tail a bit, which is nice. There's that. You want to take these the rear legs here. You want to fold the feet up into there. Yeah, fold the feet up. Yeah, fold the feet all the way up because this one's a little stubborn sometimes. There we go. Fold it up and in there, and fold those up like that. What you're going to then want to do is take these flaps and untab them like that. It gives you clearance to go ahead and bring the legs out a little bit so you can untab the tail and bring that up, and this whole panel will bring up like this. Get that all freed up. Let's get that out of the way for now. Go ahead and then take the legs, and they kind of tab in down here. It's not it's kind of secure, but like you'll untab them from that bit, and then you extend the legs out like there and unfold on that hinge right there. Go ahead and do that. And then same on this side. Extend the legs out. Multiple hinges, and they kind of interact weird, and I'll get to that a little bit more in the robot mode. Yeah, the leg hinges could be a little weird. And get those extended and straightened out like so. Then down here you want to go ahead and take this piece and move that up, rotate the hip piece around like that, and then bring this back down. Same on this side. Yeah, actually you want to do that. Bring this down, move that up, bring that in, tab that back in, and then bring the foot back up. You can go ahead and take the waist and rotate. Never had that happen before. Thankfully, this is a friction peg. That was weird. Yeah. Okay, you want to take the waist here and rotate 180, and that's pretty much the lower half of the body is done. Gonna raise the camera up because yeah, suddenly he gets real tall. That's one of the things. Also, he compresses down really impressively. Compresses impressively. And then here, up here, what you want to do is take this and bring this forward and like that. You can take the frill pieces and they untab like this. You bring them down a little bit like that. They untab from the frill, the rest of the frill, and you bring these shoulder pieces outward. And this one's kind of stiff, but yeah, you want to bring this out on a double hinge here. And you want to bring that out like that. And this one's a lot easier to bring this out like so. You want to leave them out a little bit like that. Just bring them out a little bit, and then you bring this bit down like so, and then you want to take the head. Yeah, the head comes out like that. And then you can bring this all in like so, and bring this up and collapse it in and bring the head platform down. Take these frill pieces and just, you know, hinge them onto the back. Go ahead and bring the arms down and bring the hands out like that. They'll click into place, and then rotate them around 180. Bring the hand out, click into place, rotate 180. And then back here, what you want to do is this will bring up, and there's these little slots here. And there's little tabs on the back of the frill. You want to bring this up and like that. But you also need to mess with the rest of this. So you want to go ahead and this, you want to pop that apart and bring this all up. This all collapses up like this, and this right here, you can see just multiple, this all collapses up into the, underneath the backpack, like that. This all collapses up, and then this tabs up into here. Yeah, and this head, a whole head piece just kind of comes down. Let's bring this up. There you go, that tabs in. That's all solid, and there you go. And that's the other thing, yeah, you just bring this up, and this will like kind of slot into there and everything, and yeah, backpack. Another thing is also watch out when you're going back to Triceratops. The thing is, this right here tends to want to pop off when you, because there's a nice little tab thing here, which is, yeah, so you have to be careful with that. Just be careful how you apply this part, because multiple times I've popped the tail off trying to go back to Triceratops mode. So just be aware of that. Yeah, that's yeah, just right there. So that's transformation into robot mode. Yeah. Again, you can see he goes from this pretty compact dinosaur to a pretty tall, like very tall little robot. You can see that, yeah, he's also very cartoon accurate, so he's got the red head instead of a black one, and now that may or may not upset you, but yeah, they're going for movie eye, because you remember they're, you know, the whole thing there. So yeah, again, pretty good looking, I think. You can see, yeah, he's got very shiny blue eyes and nice, you know, he's got a bit of a very grumpy face, which is very, very in line with Slug here. You got lots of red. You got the very, I guess, white-ish chest piece with a big old Autobot symbol on it. Got a bit of black there. Red, some white, some green and blue there on the knees. Getting some more silver, gold feet, whatnot. Yeah, he's got his little dino hood. He's got the backpack, which is kind of accurate, more or less. You know, it's kind of accurate. You know, I don't think the tail is always there, but you know, it's got to go somewhere. You know, physics kind of do kick in for, you know, these toys. I think people forget that physics are a thing. Man, he looks good. He also comes, you know, with the gun. And of course, like you saw during the transformation, pegs into his hand. It's only got a shallow peg, but it's on mine very secure to the point of I think I scraped on there's paint on the hand or on the gun. It's barrel, yeah. There's a bit of paint, which I've actually scrapped out. Yeah, the hand, I believe, is white plastic or something, and I have scraped paint off putting this in. It's only on the inside of the hand, so not a huge deal, but yeah, it's very tightly in there. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a sword, which, you know, none of them do, at least as far as I can tell. Hopefully, they'll get wise up on this later on the line, because as it is, we're getting, you know, the extra little figure dudes who I guess as a bonus, but, like, they're so weak because of the lack of articulation. Honestly, I would gladly just take a sword over Daniel there, because Daniel's just kind of like, eh. Yeah, it's but it's otherwise though, it's really good looking. Again, the gun also has a really nice paint on it. It's a very, or I'm not sure if it's paint, but it's a very, very specific kind of finish. I really like it, the finish on the gun. The one thing I would say is the knees are a little weird. I said that before, but yeah, the knees are kind of weird just because of how they work. I feel like they're just ever so slightly off. Like there's also a little bit of play in the lower ratchet. So what happens is sometimes he stands funny. I mean, you can make it work, but yeah, it's just sometimes it's a little weird about it. Oh, I saw that too. Which is yeah, this tabs in pretty securely. So yeah, if he's not standing stock, if you have him standing stock still and you kind of use the ankle tilts at all, it's gonna, yeah, be like that. The thing is, of course, the Daniel here, he's got the little peg on his bottom of his thigh, so you can peg him onto, like, you know, the shoulder right there if you want. That's the thing. Also little peg holes on the forearm, so you can peg him onto there if you want. Although it's a little weird. And you can peg him onto the forearm if you want. That's the thing. Yeah, it's a thing, all right. Again, I would much prefer had he had a sword rather than just, you know, coming with a Daniel, which doesn't have much posability. Yeah, articulation though. Speaking of, The other thing is, yeah, I wish the head platform locked in somewhere. That's one thing. I wish this locked in. It doesn't, so it's easy to accidentally knock it loose. Problem is, his head is posable. You can see that. It's left and right and stuff. I believe it is a ball joint. Yeah, because it's looking down and looking up, although, again, you get extra, I guess, from the platform. Yeah, you can look down and up on that, and there is waggle, but it's hard to do because, well, his little dino hood. Disengage that's a little easier to deal with, but yeah, you can see a little bit, I think. Yeah, a little bit of tilt in there, but yeah, it's just because of the dino hood, you have to kind of move this out of the way first, then it makes it a little easier, then move it back when you got it where you want it to. Shoulders, ratchets, you can hear that, I think, yeah, all the way around, outward. Also nice bit of detail showing up right there. Got a bicep swivel. Elbows, which, you know, bend pretty decently far, and also nice bit of detail showing up there too. Because there actually is technically a double jointed elbow. It's just, yeah. Nice little bit of engineering there. Hands do swivel. And I guess they can kind of somewhat collapse, although not a whole lot if you want to do that. Yeah. Swivel. You do have a waist swivel. Mine is nice and tight, although not ratcheted. It is tight. Hips. Ratchet hips, so you got, you know, forward about that far. You got back that far, but it starts banging into the backpack, although the backpack can just come disengaged. Well, actually closer to, how far can I go? That far? Yeah, you can go about that far. Back. Just disengage the backpack, though. There you go. Outward, friction, but there you go. Full splits. Got a thigh swivel. And again, the knees are more or less double jointed. You got about that much range-ish. I think they might, if you mess with what order you move the joints in, you might be able to get a little more range. Yeah, you can suck it in pretty good. So there's that. They're just a little weird about because of just one of the hips, one of the knees is a little wibbly. And then you got ankle tilt, about that much, and that's pretty much your articulation. Another thing is sometimes the backpack can come undone if you are. Yeah, I think the ratchets are causing the backpack to shaking the backpack loose. So, because not a whole lot holding it in place. But it holds in place just fine when it's just, standing there. But when you start engaging the ratchets, it starts shaking itself loose. So that's the thing. It's an FYI. Yeah, here he is, of course, with his team leader. Grimlock is a debate buddy. Grimlock is just a hair taller. But you can see he's kind of broader overall. He's got the more broader chest, because yeah, so just the thing. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Nice looking next to each other. I cannot wait for the rest of them because I know they're coming. Just at some point in the future, we're getting the rest of the Dinobots supposedly in leader scale, or except for Swoop Baron is going to be Voyager. Here he's with an Authorized Prime because, yeah, he's supposed to be bigger. I think it's a little bit taller than he's supposed to be, but yeah, he's supposed to be significantly taller than Prime. And here he is with the Power of the Primes, Slug, who, yeah, is, yeah. Again, I thought this guy was okay at the time, and, but yeah, it's, this one's better. Of course, he comes with a backdrop. Big old backdrop because it's leader class. You got 8607 over there. All the glare. There's a significant glare. There you go. Yeah, it's the Sharkticon pit. Essentially, what do they call it? The mockery of justice. Yeah, he can stand him up there. Although the backpack causes him to kind of not fully stand on it. But yeah, you got this whole thing if you want. Again, for me personally though, recycling. So anyway. Slug here, or Slug, officially Slug. I'm not a piss baby who's gonna whine that they changed the name in the box. But yeah, he's good. He is a really good leader. In many ways, I would argue he's better than Grimlock. The only thing I would say is his backpack can come loose a little easily, and his knees can be a little weird to you have to kind of learn how the knees work before, because otherwise he has a tendency to kind of tilt backwards or forwards depending on how you got him engaged. But he's a really good leader. For $50, absolutely, definitely. If you're at all interested in the Dinobots, get him. He is a good toy. It's got a good Dino mode, a little not super posable, but looks good. He's got a pretty posable robot mode. The transformation is a lot of fun. Again, it's kind of simple, but not that simple. They did change things up a bit to at least they changed it up a bit to give him a little more to do than just kind of unfold. He's got a little more, and it's pretty clever, I think, in a way. And yeah, I just think he's great. He's a really fun toy and absolutely worth it. And I am definitely, if they keep this up for the rest of them, I'm really looking forward to Sludge and Snarl and Swoop. They're really fun and worth it for sure. Absolutely. Some of the best leaders we've ever had, I think, are these Dinobots, and he is really fun and worth it for sure. So, that's it. I hope you found this informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. Check out my coffee and my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.